Hello, and this is BBL Lab, and today I'm here with Captain of the Sheffield Sharks, Mike Tuck. How are you today, Mike?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on. So today I've written up a few topics of my own, and I've asked the fans of the BBL for certain questions as well. So we'll run through all of them and talk British basketball.
Perfect.
Okay, so to start off, it's 2020. It was a very odd year, with coronavirus and that and everything. So what was 2020 like for you individually?
Not my favorite year. For many reasons. There was a lot for me, family wise going on off the court. And then on the court, it wasn't our best year for the Sharks, but we were kind of turning a corner. In that late February, March, we picked up a few wins. We were kind of building up some momentum, and then all of a sudden, we played a game on Friday the 13th in Worcester, and on that Sunday right after that, on the 15th, the league got shut down. So it's been a tough year. It's been a strange year. It's been a year where things haven't been in our control and out of our hands, and that's kind of a tough thing for a lot of people to deal with. So I'm just happy that we're back on the court now. I'm happy that 2020 is over with. And just very blessed and lucky that we as basketball players and as a league are able to continue and still keep playing and have something to do every day and leave the house. So 2020 is in the past, and we're looking forward.
Definitely. So the BBL's on Sky now, and I think you're on Sky tomorrow against Newcastle. But you present as well on Sky. Is that something you've been looking to do in your career anyway, presenting?
It's more so. It's. There's going to be a lot of aspiring podcasters and presenters out there, but this is something that's kind of fallen in my lap. But obviously, I've been with this team for 12 years. I've done countless interviews. I've been on many radio shows and TV interviews and stuff. So in a weird way, my basketball career has kind of prepared me for this. So I feel comfortable in front of the camera. And when I got the call from Sky to jump on and to be part of the team for the Sky NBA, I was all over it. And I've done quite a few appearances there and love doing that. And now the BBL is back on Sky, so it goes hand in hand. And they've asked me to come on board and be part of the team. And I'm joining a star-studded cast of some great guys, and I'm just hoping to bring some value and some insights from my point of view and my opinion. It's exciting. I'm really glad that British basketball is getting the chance to be back on a major platform like Sky. I think, obviously basketball is a sport, but the British Basketball League, I think, deserves it, deserves to be back on that platform, and just getting the reach and the audience, reaching a bigger audience is going to be key for the league.
Yeah. So how far do you think Sky can push the league and make it grow? How far do you think the Sky deal can push the BBL?
Yeah, so this initial deal is a 2-year deal. So this season and next season. Obviously, this season it's a strange season because of COVID, because there's no fans. But in a weird way, it might be helping the league. There's a lot of people just stuck at home, not much sport on. They're looking for something to do. So basketball can help fill that void. So I've definitely noticed it with the Sheffield Sharks and other teams in the league that the media, social media,
definitely
online, in the news, everything has just been heightened, and that's all down to the pandemic and the way things are seated right now. So it's exciting. I think that Buzz 16, the production company behind it all, have been doing a great job. I think everything looks super clean, looks on brand, and they're doing a great job of really building up rivalries and spotlighting different characters throughout the league, so that old fans and new fans have something to connect with. So I think they're doing a great job. And I think it's just going to keep building it and getting better and better. In my eyes, I see this being a long-term thing. I see, basketball is back on Sky in a major way. And I think Sky Sports NBA helped spur that on, and now the BBL, getting the domestic league involved as well. I think it goes hand in hand. So I'm hoping that this will be, a very long-term deal.
Oh, hopefully, and I think it will definitely help the BBL grow and pick up new fans. So,
yeah.
So Sheffield Sharks now, how obviously they were in the group of death in the BBL Cup. How do you think the Sheffield Sharks have done so far, and how do you think they will do? Looking ahead.
Yeah, I think it's been a good year for us. I think we've Atiba and Sarah Bakovic, our GM, they've done a great job of recruiting some really good, talented players. I think this is probably one of the deepest, if not the deepest team that I've been on since I've been on the Sharks, in terms of how many players we have in the starting lineup, and you look down our bench. In terms of the season, we had a good preseason where we were beating some big name teams in the preseason, and unfortunately that wasn't able to translate over into the cup. But we ended up picking up two new players right after the cup, and now we're 4-2, and we're sitting in 4th place in the league. So it's a good start for us, but it's still very early days here, early doors, and there's a lot of basketball left to play. So we're not happy in any sense. This is a very hungry team. We've got a good mix of vet players, but we got a lot of young, hungry guys that are looking to prove themselves, and they've got that chip on their shoulder, which I love. So I think that we are a dangerous team in this league, and I think that on any given night we can beat any team in this league.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that goes for all the teams. It seems like it's been one of the most competitive seasons yet. And I was thinking, do you think COVID has played a part in that, because other leagues elsewhere aren't on, so these high quality players have looked to the BBL and thought, what, the season's on here, I want to play there, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. I think that with all the negatives that the pandemic is bringing, there's been some positives for the BBL, and like we said, back on Sky, and just generally more eyes on our league. But the other thing is the talent pool right now for basketball players is huge. There's a lot of leagues around the world that aren't functioning right now, or there's leagues that have started and they had to stop midway through. So that's kind of helped us. So for example, Jordan Rattino, our latest signing, was actually on a team in Germany, and his league shut down, so he became available. So the talent pool is much bigger, and you can see it on every single team this year, bar a couple, that everyone's really stepped it up. Like the import players this season are a level up from what we usually see. And not only that, there's more of them, I think. You're not just seeing 1 or 2 good players on each team, but you're seeing like 4 guys or even 5 guys like that can go on every team. So it's great to see. I love to see it. You need the standard. You're only as strong as your weakest team, and you need the standard of every team to step up if this league wants to start to make a run at it and make a niche for themselves and a name for themselves in Europe.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned Europe, and the London Lions going into Europe later this month, and you played against the Lions, and Kevin Ware put out that tweet. So how after playing against the Lions, how far do you think the Lions can go in Europe?
I think they're a good team. They're a well-rounded team, and they've got depth at every position. They've got some great import players. They got guys, have that NBA experience and high level experience. But then they also have, you look down their bench, and there's some guys that aren't even getting that many minutes, but they're top notch British players. And so that's their biggest strength is definitely their depth. And it seems like they're signing a new player every other week here. But going into Europe is a different beast. My first year out, I played in Cyprus. We played in the Euro Cup. Even although that's not Euro League or anything like that, those are still very high level teams. And it's good quality basketball. So for them, I think it's going to be that balancing act of playing BBL games and then having to travel midweek to different countries throughout Europe. So if they can stay focused, if they can stay healthy, I think they have all the pieces to do it. You know, they've got some guys to score. They got defense. They've got, you know, leadership. They've got size. But these are all things that are pretty common in Europe. So it all depends on who they're matching up against on the night, and whether they can do that balancing act of playing, you know, domestically and in Europe.
Yeah, when we saw Leicester a couple of years ago struggle with that when they participated in Europe. So the Sheffield in the summer picked up Callum Jones, who formerly played for the Giants. He was a captain of the Giants. How, with that kind of veteran experience, and you mentioned the young group of, you know, the Sheffield team, do you think he's helped him kind of lead in the team, you know, late on, you know, giving him advice on how to kind of manage the game, so, you know, that kind of thing?
Yeah, 100%. You know, Kyle's one of those guys who's been around the league, you know, just about as long as I have, I think.
Yeah.
And, he's had that journey and that experience of being, you know, the leader on a team. So he brings a lot to us, you know.
Yeah.
Typically we in practice we're playing the starters versus, you know, the bench guys. So obviously me and him are kind of coming off the bench right now. So it's usually me and Cal and a few other guys versus the starters. So, and that it's good because, you know, we talk a lot and we figure out ways to challenge that starting group to get them ready for games and just to kind of keep them hungry, keep them ready. But yeah, I mean, in terms of a locker room guy and just on the bench and just talking to guys, you know, he's great. You couldn't get, you know, a more valuable, experienced guy in terms of leadership and in terms of a teammate. So yeah, Cal's been great for us. I'm so happy that he's on the Sharks.
Okay, so we'll move over to the BBL fan questions now. So the first one is from Strictly Basketball. When did you start playing basketball?
When did I start playing basketball? I was about 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it was back in Canada. I was always the tallest kid in my class, and I think my dad kind of saw that right away, and then he just said, "You're gonna be a basketball player." So, 10 years old, started taking me to there's a little local house league nearby my house, not far, and it started from there. Started, you know, playing on that team once a week, and then it built up from there. School teams, high school, AAU, rep, all that stuff, and then. Eventually got a scholarship offer, so down to the States. So yeah, started 10 years old.
Okay, so then the one after that is from Seb John 22. He said, "What are your thoughts on more teams in the BBL, and if yes, which 3 teams from NBL Div 1 would you pick to come into the BBL and why?"
Really good question. I definitely think that there's room for expansion. But I think it has, if they are going to expand, it has to be done the right way. You know, you hate to see a situation, for example, like the London City Royals, where a team comes in, plays, you know, a season and a half, and then financially they can't hack it, or, you know, the drive isn't there, or the personnel, and just all those things. So if we did see some teams coming into the league, you know, we'd want ones that are have a strong foundation. So obviously there are some Division I teams that have that foundation. You know, off the top of my head, I can think of, you know, the Kestrels. Solon Kestrels, definitely, you know, just seeing what they were doing in the trophy last season, and just, you know, over the time that I've been here, you know, just seeing, you know, their body of work, I think they're a team that could probably hack it in the BBL. The next team would probably be the Worthing Thunder.
Yeah, Worthing, definitely.
Yeah. You know, they've got a couple ex-BBL guys, you know, within their organization. They were actually in the BBL way back in the day when I first got in the league. So they have that experience of playing in the BBL, and they have, you know, a loyal fan base that would help, you know, keep the gate revenue coming through. And then the last one would probably be the Reading Rockets. They're a team that the Sharks have played in the trophy before. So we've been down to Reading, you know, and they're, you know, they're kind of similar to Worthing. They've got a great fan base. They've got a great youth structure there. So they're constantly, you know, it's like a factory down there. They're always producing players and high quality players. So yeah, I think those are three solid names that could definitely make the jump.
And we'll hopefully we can see, some teams make that jump. So the final one on Instagram is from JamieBarnett. What's been your favorite moment of your career so far, and why?
There's quite a few. I don't have the hugest silverware cabinet, but I've definitely got a few in there. But my favorite moment will definitely be the 2016 playoff final.
Yeah.
We went down to the O2 Arena in London. It was big crowd, and we were taking on the Leicester Riders, and we were heavily underdogged in that game. And we just came out there and we handed them a big fat L. And I took home MVP honors of the game with, I think, 20 points and 11 rebounds or something like that. So I had a big double-double.
Yeah.
My mother had flown over from Canada. I had a couple of my buddies were at the game, and then I had on my British side of my family, all the cousins and stuff. So there was about 10 or 12 of my British family at the game as well. So it was just a big moment. It was a big moment for us, and a big party right after.
Definitely a moment to be proud of. So the final two questions is from a new podcast, the Jake and Jordan Show. How busy?
Yeah. Shout out to Jake and Jordan. Yeah. I saw they tagged me in something earlier today.
Yeah. So how busy is your schedule with Sky Sports training and playing? That's the first one.
And I work in the front office of the Sharks as well. Yeah. So yeah, it's busy. But I've been managing, working alongside playing for a while now, and you just get used to it. It's better to be busy than to be bored, right?
Yeah, so exactly.
Just trying to cram everything in, and I'm just blessed that I'm still able to play. I'm happy. The Sharks have still given me an opportunity to get out there, and there's not many guys my age that are still out there playing and living their dreams. So I'm extremely blessed, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah. Okay. So who were the best fans, excluding BBL fans, that you've played in front of?
Ooh, excluding.
Excluding, yeah.
Okay. There's a lot. I mean, I could give you my top three really quickly. When I was at university in America, I went to Loyola University in Baltimore, and we played against. This was in 2008. We played against Kansas, who were ranked number 1 in the nation. They sent, I think, 3 or 4 guys to the NBA after that year. So their arena was just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Fog Allen Fieldhouse. And we showed up to the game 2 hours before, and the stands were packed. So wow. I think it was about 19,000 seater as well, and they're all doing the rock, chalk, Jayhawk, that chant right before the game. So that was crazy. My first year pro, I played in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Those games were absolutely nuts because all the teams out there are linked with the football club. So all the football fans go to the games, and they'll all go. There's a guy at the front with a big drum, beating the drum. All the guys are taking their shirts off. There's flares in there. They're flicking cigarettes on the court during the game.
Wow.
It's absolutely nuts. And then I think my last one would probably be China. I did a tournament through China a few summers back, and we played in I think it was a 20,000 seater arena, and it was packed out. And
wow.
The Chinese fans are loud. They're loud. So those are my top 3 moments, barring the BBL. There's some good BBL ones too. So
okay, so well, thank you for that, Mike. It was a pleasure having you on, and good luck tomorrow against the Newcastle Eagles.
Appreciate it, brother. Keep up the good work with BBL Lab, man. Go get this guy a follow.
Thank you.